Welcome, race fans, back to SVR. My name is Webbo, here to join you tonight for the broadcast for tonight's start of the S2 division. These are the drivers that we have in front of us. We are not necessarily on the absolute tip top of the standings. I've just realised we have got a slight issue here. Just give me a second. I think we've got a problem with liveries, so I'm going to have to just put you back on hold for just a second, and we'll be right with you. I have to delete my temporary data from the situation here, and we'll get you sorted very soon. Welcome, race fans, back to SVR. My name is Webbo, here to join you tonight for the broadcast of the SVR S2 division. This is just on the cusp of the top tier, but the driving and the competition will be no less severe and extreme. We are here in the Super Formula SF23 cars with our all new team liveries, and we can't wait to get underway for you. Let's take you through what's happened during the qualifying session. Nintendo qualified for his Buckstein team on the back of the grid, with John P just ahead of him for Delesi, the white and red with the black stripe of Delesi. On row 5, we've got alongside him, we've got Liquid Gecko for Kimi's Racing team. Liquid Gecko there in the purple. Next up, we have Jose Diaz, still in green this season, but this time with black of Brokaga. And then alongside him, we have Enigma Racing here in the Coach Dave Academy car. Enigma starting in P7. S Walker is in P6 for Kimmy's, and they have Lou for company on the same row. In P5 for Brokaga, Lou, the Canadian, racing for Brokaga this season. Bogestein are represented with their lead car, and that's with Bijan on the second row of the grid. Alongside him will be Empire in the Delesi. We have an all team mega front row. That is Dummy and V8 Eater lining up here for the start of our race. Around Lago Maggiore, we have 18 official corners for you here at Lago Maggiore. And I look forward to seeing how the drivers are going to tackle these 26 laps. Slightly fewer than we saw in S1, but like I say, the drivers will be pushing incredibly hard. I hope you guys are ready for some action and intrigue, and not without mechanical difficulties, but we shall persevere. The lights are on. We're ready to go racing then here at S2 for Lago Maggiore. The first round of the 2025 VR Sim Racing World Championship Second Division is underway. Here we go then, 5 lights. And it's dropped the clutch, and go, Team Mega away with a little bit of a wiggle, and the second and third rows squabbling among themselves. Looks like V8 Eater and Dummy screaming into the lead as they were, but Empire and Bijan pushing hard and pushing each other around turn 2. Bijan emerging victorious out of that small tussle, and it's allowed S Walker to come all the way around the outside past Empire. And several drivers up onto the dirt, but so far so good for the drivers getting out of that one. It looks like it's going to be Jose Diaz moving forward from near the back of the grid, but a problem there for John P. Unfortunately, let's check out what happened from his perspective. Nintendo had already got through. John P. taking the long way round for a shortcut back, but hits the bump, and unfortunately that is very frequently occurring for the drivers. This is V8 Eater then leading away with Dummy on the front row of the grid into P1 and P2. Car number 33 in the second position and racing through the S's of turns 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Bijan in third position with S Walker screaming up and doing a fantastic job here in the SF23, racing for Kimmy's racing team. Empire deposed down to 5th at the moment, but maybe it's the hard tyres that he's elected to start the race on. Jose Diaz, what a lightning start for him into that 6th place then, and already navigating the tricky turn 12 hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Out onto the grass is Enigma. Liquid Gecko is all over the shop, but managing to save the car from traction oversteer. Liquid Gecko also on the hard tyres, struggling to get that rear axle up to temperature as Enigma is all over the back of the Brokaga car of Lou. Lou racing on the hard tyres, explaining perhaps why he's gone slightly backwards as Liquid Gecko runs out wide, trying to avoid running in to Enigma. And Nintendo from the back of the grid into 10th position, and the fight has definitely begun then for Nintendo, who will follow in the wheel tracks then to finish out the first lap and successfully gaining 1 position. John P though at the back, unfortunately due to that third corner incident on the first lap. Dummy and V8 Eater doing the team job at the moment, and the top 3 are very much getting away then right now from S Walker, from Bijan. We've got medium tyres on the first 2 cars. We've got S Walker on the soft tyres and making use of that early pace right now and having a fantastic run here on the soft tyres. But of course, the hard tyres will come beckoning for S Walker, sadly, and will have to take that pain. Bijan in 4th position. We've got Empire settling then into 5th position behind the similar tyre shod car of Bijan in the Bugstein. Then we've got Jose Diaz chasing down Empire. These two with a little bit of history, but Jose Diaz round the outside and just making use of those fantastic new tyres and screaming into 5th position for Jose Diaz. That's on the medium tyre though, almost looking like he had soft tyres on here. Let's have a look as we look to our right, going through the corner, and we've already passed Empire, who had to make his own arrangements coming on out of the hairpin. No way through for Empire, unfortunately. He's losing positions on the hard tyres. Lou is in the same boat on the hard tyre in the Brocarga car here in P7. Little gap then out to Enigma, also on the racing hards, as is Liquid Gecko and Nintendo, with John P. damage on the front and the front right. That is going to be a long and miserable first stint, but Dummy has finished lap 2, started lap 3, and picked up a fantastic time going through there as well. S. Walker then chasing down the Team Mega duopoly at the start, at the head of the grid. And it's looking somewhat ominous for the rest of the teams here, with the Team Mega, the black and dark red liveried cars owning those top 2 positions. Good to see Komakopa with us here live. Nice to hear from you. As S Walker out on the grass, sadly, unfortunately, and that is definitely going to affect S Walker's run. To try and battle with these dominant Team Mega cars in qualifying and the first early laps. Let's have a look as we take a long sweeper. We just carry too much speed through. Can we hold on as we run on out? We just about do hold on. So S Walker managing to recover the car there. And these Kimi's cars looking pretty lively in these early laps. We've got Bijan in P4 and Jose Diaz now his next target. But coming through the S's, Jose Diaz using the overtake. Bijan is using the overtake to try and defend, but it looks like Jose Diaz is going to have it all to himself down the outside. He's done this on the previous lap as well. As he heads in, he knows his way around here, and beautifully round the outside goes Jose Diaz. Bijan again suffering the same kind of situation that Empire had the lap previously, caught offline, and then it's difficult on the hard tyres to fight back. But their time will come later in the race. Hopefully we will see these roles reversed, and we'll have Jose Diaz being the defender. But for now, he's on those medium tyres, and he's got a fantastic run at the moment on these early laps. He'll be relying on the race to open up and the gaps to open later on when he has to use those hard tyres. Bijan with a personal best at the end of lap 3. Empire now getting into a good rhythm, it looks like, and having to try his best. He's got matching helmet to his car here. The center stripe actually continues down the nose and over the through the halo. We've got a yellow flag. That's for Dummy. That's Dummy off at the early stage of this race. Let's have a look what happened to Dummy. He's following in the wheel steps of V8 Eater, and that was a full spin, full turn round, 180. And now we've got to get going all over again. That looks possibly like he suffered a little bit of dirty air coming on out of the very slow, very difficult turn 4. And turn 4 has claimed 2 major scalps already tonight. We're only 4 laps into the race. Dummy down from 2nd all the way down to 6th position and on the medium tyres. So he's scrubbed that set somewhat. It might shorten his stint here by a lap or 2. Down to 6th then for Dummy. Lou on his own in no man's land here in 7th position. He's not in the front battle. He's not in the rear battle either. And that is headed by Liquid Gecko right now in the Kimi's racing team car. He's in P8. Enigma has picked up a penalty. We'll just be paying that off right now. That's 2 whole seconds off throttle for car 787 here. Enigma in the Coach Dave Academy car. Nintendo in P9. We still have 11 runners at this time as Nintendo back up from the rearmost qualifying position, moving his way forward in the frankly beautiful Bugstein liveried car. Let me know if this is the first time you've been watching this stream, who your favourite livery is so far of our new ones. Some of these have been selected by the sponsors, some are yet to be confirmed, as D'Alessi continue then in P11 with John P, and I think P5 or 6 with Empire. Is 6th position for Empire. V8 Eater all on his own at the head then of this race. Probably a good gap of probably getting on for 2 seconds here for V8 Eater, getting that pole position and running through turn 5 and in a great place there on those medium tyres. However, S Walker is on the softs, had a little spinny moment and is now struggling I think, starting to struggle with that front left axle. Yeah, the tyre definitely limited on that front left tyre, and presumably will be having to head into the pit lane pretty soon at about 1/6 distance possibly. S Walker, let's see, as we turn right and try and get on the power, while actually getting a slight bit of oversteer there. So I think the tyre's still working okay, because it would be understeer that'd be suffering on a right-hander at this early stage. Bijan is in third place, one of the fastest drivers that we raced with casually. Bijan, I should know, he beat me nearly every time we raced last night in our karting casual races. Bijan using a little bit of the boost so far, actually a quarter of his total boost he's used up, as Bijan runs through and tries to just steal a little bit of apex. Gran Turismo does allow you to do that through some of these corners, but you do need to select which corner it's most sensible. Some of the curbs are a little bit bitey when you get right into it. Jose Diaz then through turn 2 now, and he is hot in pursuit of Bijan. Look at the difference in that traction coming out of turn 2 through turn 3 and 4. Should be able to get a launch away out of turn 4. In fact, gets a much better turn in and performance. I imagine it's going to be fairly easy, but he's using the overtake button here to try and make it even easier. Gets the inside line. He's given that inside line from Bijan, and Jose Diaz up into P3. And moving forward now, Dummy on the attack as well. We've got 3 cars battling over the same stretch of asphalt, and Bijan is having to hold on here, as Dummy, also on the medium tyres, is keen to get that track position back from second place that he started this race, and try and get things getting moving and working much smoother. Bijan then in 4th position, following and getting the great slipstream here on Jose Diaz. Could he make use of that slipstream? Well, you can, but the traction cost is extreme for car 89 on the hard tyres. Is now round the outside, tries Dummy. That becomes the inside for the next part of the S is through turn 14. Then he will have the inside for the next 2 corners, 15 and 16. 15 is a really sweet place to make an overtake, and Dummy does it. Bijan forced to make his own arrangements out on the dirt. Now Dummy's next target is Jose Diaz, but he's got similar pace. He won't necessarily know that that Jose Diaz has got those tyres on. S Walker has pitted, so we'll drop down the order and almost certainly have to one stop. If they're going to one stop, have to one stop with the hard tyre choice now. Oh, Jose Diaz with a nasty tank slapper there, trying to get out of the slow turn 1 and get the car turned into turn 2. Dummy, it's made fairly easy, and Dummy goes around the outside of turn 3, is complete back into second place then. Thanks to 1 pit stop and 2 good overtakes, Dummy has recovered back to the position at least that he was in when he started this race. Car 33 then back into P2, Jose Diaz in P3 and Bijan in P4. V8 Eater still leads this race, and let's just see if this battle is done and dusted, or there is still more to come from their battling going on. This is Jose Diaz on board with him, as we have the sort of apex cam here. It's a close approximation to what the drivers are feeling in the VR, but of course you'll see that on the main SVR S1 feed, and hopefully G3 feed that we'll be doing, where we'll get the full Twitch stream experience. So let's just scroll through those cameras. You can see just moving slowly but surely away from Bijan's 4th position. Just remember though, Bijan on the hard tyres will be in a good place later on in this race. Lou is in 5th place. Brokaga representing well so far here in 3rd and 5th at this early stage on different strategies. That could be key later on, as S Walker has come out of the pits on the hard tyres and now has quite a job to do to go some 19 laps on a single set of hard tyres. The Ferrari Kimi's racing team car here completing their first pit stop and already hassling Lou. So this is new hards versus old hards. Lou giving up the inside line here, not willingly, I'm sure. And there, S Walker wasn't game for a manoeuvre on the way in. Nintendo and Enigma, one of these 2 cars was out on the dirt coming through the final corner, turn 18. Hello to QT, who joins us, as well as Komakopa and everybody else watching. Really grateful that you've been able to join in and enjoy the racing so far. 11 runners remain in this race, with Empire down into 10th position, having I think Has he pitted? I think he might have pitted off the hard tyre very early. He thinks he can do 3/4 of the race on a single set of mediums. That is going to be a very key strategy here to watch for him. As John P. We've got Leigh, unfortunately now in 10th and 11th positions. John P. just having to pay off a half-second penalty soon as well. V8 Eater then on the mediums from the start of this race, the 999. He's gone for the absolute maximum race number he can have, and running on through then to continue this one. This is V8 Eater in P1. Dummy back into P2 and showing a fantastic turn of speed. Can he stop the rot though of making mistakes? One key mistake early doors cost him an awful lot of track time relative to V8 Eater. However, V8 Eater looks to be just measuring his pace now a little bit. Let's just compare pace between V8 Eater. So it's 36, early 36s for every lap so far, with a one notable 35.3. And then you've got flashes of brilliance from Dummy, even faster at 35.2. And a couple of faster laps, but one key slow one, the 144, that included the 180 spin, and some overtaking since that point as well. So very evenly matched in ultimate pace are the two Team Mega drivers. Jose Diaz in P3 then, running on through and running his own race now. Started near the back, made it up to 3rd position on a good choice of starting tyres, but the hard tyres await. Bijan in 4th, heads over the crest then and heads down the hill, down towards that famous turn 12 with the welcome open apex and very fast to greet you gravel trap on the exit. And Bijan looking good out there right now. We have S. Walker in P5 running through as Vegas cheering on Enigma, who was in and out apparently, but there we go. V8's consistency was very, very special, says Vader, who is enjoying that. S. Walker in 5th, Lou in 6th place, as Empire is running on the medium tyres now, and up into 7th place. We've got Nintendo up from the back of the grid from qualifying up to 8th place, still on the starting tyres, the hard tyres, using quite a lot of boost, it must be said. Over half the boost already used, and we're only in lap 9 of 26 so far. Out stretching the track limits to the outside. It's a cold and chilly day here in Lago Maggiore on the border of Switzerland and Italy, the Italian side, but unseasonably cool and misty weather for the drivers. That does play a factor in terms of visibility and tyre switch on, but I'm sure the drivers are equal to the challenges. Enigma is in 9th. We've got Liquid Gecko rolling around now, coming out of the pits, and is on the medium tyres. Slightly quieter Ferrari engine sounding there, but getting the turbo up and the boost running and ready to go. And these Kimi's cars just look absolutely sweet on track, with the pastel purple shade predominating. This is the white, black and red of Leigh and John P at the back right now. Then V8 Eater, back to him, as he's doing exactly the same and just pushing incredibly hard, not interested in taking a casual tour here. He's got one disallowed lap, lap 11, sorry, lap 9 that must have been, and has just registered 37.3. Sign that the lap times are starting to fade, as Dummy managed a 36.2 in comparison, so actually gaining on his teammate here. I think V8 Eater's starting to dial it down a little bit to make sure he can use those medium tyres an extra lap or two. Dummy with the spin may end up pitting slightly earlier than his teammate, who started on the same set of tyres. However, it's a long race, so driving style and tyre handling is going to be very, very important as we go through here. Let's take a close-up look at these brand new liveries for the drivers as the gaps have opened up as we wait for the next pit stops. The black and lime green, neon green I should say, of the Bro Carga team here. One place, both places up, we have Team Mega, designs by both Dummy and by Vicinity. here so far. The Buckstein cars, one of the favourites among the neutrals here, with the white and teal fade, as well as some excellent little details on the car as well, including, of course, a Webbo sticker, which we need to keep this this livery nice and clean, not ruin it with gravel rash. This is the Kimmy's racing team. Some great little Easter eggs on here if you've got super clear view of everything. Not quite sure what race number this car is. It can't be 82 for reasons. Just got it's S2, I think they've said. I'm trying to track the car number here. What are we? Is it 02? Might be 02 that they're going for. But it's a little bit too stylized for my old eyes to see. But I do like the detail of the painted or wrapped diffuser section here on the car. We've got Delessi then. This car looks quick standing still. And around the outside of Lou goes Empire as Lou peels into the pit lane. And we get a nice close-up of this slightly Hispania Racing Team reminiscent car here. With the checkered flag overlay. It's very stylish. Really does look the business. Although that front wing end plate is a little bit damaged, and we've scratched some of the wrap off there. And then finally the Coach Dave Delta car, the Coach Dave Academy car 787 here. Prominent Hector display as well on the sides, and kind of almost the reverse of the Team Mega cars. Black with red, Team Mega, red with black for Team Delta. And I have seen a different livery for the SF23, so it remains to be seen what will be chosen. But I have seen a 50-50 split down the middle livery with white and red as well, so we should see if that changes mid-season. Lou for Brokaga comes out of the pits on a new set of medium tyres. Just under half of the race completed so far. Here he is, Lou. Racing for Canada, no mistaking that on the shark fin. I like the way that the drivers have gone for their different representation of either their countries or their teams or their favourite auto manufacturer as well. Clearly, the Kimmy's Racing Team have gone Ferrari branded. Coming up this weekend, we will have the first of our GT3 Championship, all new here at SVR. You're well used to seeing SF23s and to that extent the Adrian Newey designed Red Bull Junior cars, but premiering this year in 2025 is the all-new GT3 and GT4 leagues, and of course we will have the teams and brand new liveries to enjoy. New liveries for those cars and brand new manufacturers as well. It's not a single manufacturer model choice. We have different manufacturers and models for each of the teams. If you don't know what those are, check out the @SVR-Racing YouTube channel. You should be subscribed to that already, as well as this channel. I'm sure you already are, but you should be, and you can see all the details of the cars chosen and the drivers that we have for you in the GT3 and GT4 divisions. Jose Diaz in P3 is trying to get on terms here with V8 Eater and Dummy as much as possible. But those gaps just slowly getting larger and larger for them. Let's have a look at V8 Eater's lap times and tyre wear. Well, he's just picked up a half-second penalty, still pushing really hard. He just posted a 1:38.3, but had a couple of 36 laps before that. Lap 12 was cancelled. That says 14 on the tower on the right, but it was a 36 originally. As Dummy now. Fantastic uniformity. The last 3 laps there, 35.6, 36.6, 36.6, as the tyres are really starting to dig in. You can see that front left on Dummy's car is a lot more worn than V8 Eater's, and that won't necessarily have been as a result of the spin. That is about tyre management and driving style. I think the front tyres, the rear tyres, more to do with brake balance and possibly overwear from doing spinning action and sliding the car either in one large power slide, or in a series of smaller ones. But Dummy just taking that mega car back to P2, and you can still see his teammate occasionally. That is a spin for V8 Eater. That is the front left having gone. That is absolutely Huge drama then for V8 Eater. Let's track exactly what happened. We were just calling out the front left on Dummy's car. As we come out of the next corner, well, that is a really strange one. Clatters the barrier, damages the front wing and front right. I think that damage is going to be so severe that he'll be headed towards the pit lane and drops down to 3rd position. What a moment. What a moment as he runs through. As Vader just advising me there about the lap getting cancelled is a bug on GT7. I thought it was a lap deletion for crossing track limits, but maybe you're right about that one. One lap gets blurred out. It's not always the case, but it happens. V8 Eater then out on the grass once again. Will we pit on this lap? He doesn't appear to be cutting it too far to the left. No, he's decided to carry on. Doesn't want to use those hard tyres despite the damage on the car. There's a lot of work to do then, and Team Mega not making this one easy for themselves, despite qualifying 1st and 2nd, have both had major moments. Jose Diaz driving really smoothly to this point. I won't be blamed for any cursing, any commentators' curses. I'll just describe what has happened, not what will happen or is happening even. 2nd place for Jose Diaz, as Empire posts the fastest lap at the moment. We don't give in SF cars, we don't give a point for fastest lap, mostly down to the fact that you can use your that manual boost, that overtake push to pass solution, and it kind of makes a bit of a mockery of the fastest lap attempts as Bijan runs through the S's and is once again just stretching that limits of the track and the tyre life. But those hard tyres are in a pretty good place at the moment, about 50% worn on the front axle and pretty evenly worn on both left and right hand sides. P4 for Bijan. S. Walker has made his pit stop. He's in 5th place for the Kimmy's team, and has been fairly conservative with his overtake as well. Behind him, Empire started on the hards, used them for a very short period of time, and now has a pretty mammoth stint here to try and cope with on the medium tyres. A really long race as Jose Diaz now pits from 2nd place. Dummy and V8 Eater stay out at this stage, just going 1 lap longer here on the same tyres as Jose Diaz. No, V8 Eater has indeed pitted as well, so he's in for Team Mega. Brocaga's lead car is also in to the pits, and that will promote S. Walker and Empire to 4th and 5th places respectively. I'm not sure about Enigma. I think he has too much track to cover before he can get out in time, but he's also on the hard tyres he started with, and is burning through the fuel as well. The drivers will probably have to add a small amount of fuel in the pit stops, but it won't be a great deal due to our fuel use settings that we've got enacted at the moment. Liquid Gecko out in 10th position behind Nintendo now, and Liquid Gecko then for the Kimmy's Racing team, as we'll see. I think that was a car just rejoining, was it? V8 Eater has now rejoined in 6th place, and he's got the racing soft tyres on for 10 laps on the racing soft tyres potentially here for V8 Eater, so running really long on the mediums. Let's have a look. What has Jose Diaz done? He's gone onto the hard tyres, the more predictable strategy, medium to hard. Dummy, if he thinks his teammate can go onto the softs, Dummy will be doubly sure here. In fact, coming up, I think, to lap John P in the Delesi car before, we'll see if he goes into the pits now, Dummy, as he runs through these medium tyres. In we go to the pit lane, and we'll just see if any fuel is going on board for this one, as Jose Cervantes says, I've just got in, start over. I don't think that'll be a popular move. Here goes Dummy then into the pits. Tyre change happening, and then no fuel. Fuel rejected, 41% fuel remaining. Looks like it's going to be a straightforward run, and he's also gone onto the soft tyres. Team Mega going very aggressive here, medium to soft, and both doing the same thing. Bijan now has the lead of the race, but if my memory serves, he has yet to make his one pit stop. So we are into the final 10 laps of this race, as Vicinity says, good job on those tyres, Dummy. It was indeed, and Dummy now can actually enjoy those soft tyres. He will be loving the newfound grip. After the first couple of corners, those soft tyres will heat up beautifully, and he will be driving a tremendously satisfying car as he comes through. Dummy in P2 then, and doing a great job at the moment. Vader saying 16 laps on the mediums is a really good one. Some of our S1 drivers are learning a couple of strategy tips here from our S2 drivers. Jose Diaz in third position, spamming that overtake button down the long straight towards towards turn 12, I should say, and running through. Just going to check on the rest of our drivers, see if we've had any mechanical issues. I think we have had some mechanical issues and failures on the cars as V8 Eater comes out in that 5th position. Former leader of the race has got some work to do, as he now needs to try and catch at least his teammate, if not Jose Diaz, who's out on those hard tyres. Should be an easy job though for V8 Eater to eat up the road in front of him. Glorious looking helmet design for V8 Eater with that metallic purple body of the helmet. Hadn't seen that before. It really looks the business. S Walker then in the Kimi's car in P6 was keeping up with V8 Eater and Dummy earlier on, but has gone from the hard. Oh, now that's a question. I think has gone from the hards to the mediums, but I've got a horrible feeling that S Walker started on the mediums. This is Lou right out on the wide exit of the final corner here, Lou. As we run through, Liquid Gecko is in P8, Nintendo P9, Enigma still out there in 10th for Coach Dave Delta, Coach Dave Academy, and Enigma now pits to mend some damage. I'm not quite sure. See if we can catch any specific incident there for Enigma. No, sadly not. Looks like we've missed that cause of that damage on the car as John P continues to tour then around of turn 12 on his lap 17. Vicinity just confirming he started on softs, pitted lap 6. Thank you so much for that info. It's difficult for me to remember everybody's strategy, so I rely on our excellent audience as well. Dummy then in P1 with a personal best time on the new soft tyres is loving it out there, and I'm pretty sure after his early spin was not expecting to be in this position earlier on. Empire is chasing down Jose Diaz, and this is old mediums versus new hards. Empire's using the hards at the start of the race and then going on to the mediums really early. Before I think lap 10, I think it was lap 6 or 7, really early pit stop for him. So he's just going to hope that those tyres hang on. He got really close to Jose Diaz earlier on. He can just about make out V8 Eater over his rear wing. If he could actually use the central mirror. He's got his wing mirrors he can use in VR. They are slightly more useful, but of course you don't get that permanent rear view mirror that you do when racing flat screen. This is the DeLacy design then, and the car racing down towards turn 5. Very similar approach, if wider, to turn 12. This is the official turn 6. It's not really much of a turn though. And then we go into those S's where you can cut these apexes. You see all that where all those parts of the grass have been worn away and repainted. You can use all of that as the racetrack as far as Gran Turismo is concerned. This looks like a good exit though for Empire, using the overtake, using the slipstream to good effect, but it might be too little too late by the time we get there. Little fake move on the inside. Jose Diaz went for the might have just gone for a wider move, thinking there might appear a DeLacy to surprise him on the inside, but he might be building here Empire to a move into turn 15, which is coming up. That was 14. I think he's slightly too far away here as Jose Diaz really goes very wide into the corner, and that will be logged in Empire's internal logbook there, that Jose Diaz likes a nice wide line into that corner. Moving around then, this is where he was close the previous lap, but you do suffer the dirty air exactly there. You don't get quite to the apex, and there's a lot left to do here for Empire as he closes at one stage of the lap, and then Jose Diaz is faster on a second half of the lap, and V8 Eater now has closed right into this battle. It is lap 20 of 26. Jose Diaz in second. Dummy is way off in the lead at the moment, and Empire in third, with V8 Eater for Team Mega P1 and P4 at this stage, leading the team's standings here for S2. S Walker pits then for another pit stop. I think that is pit stop number 2, as V8 Eater takes absolutely no prisoners on those soft tyres. Just fantastic grip all the way into the corner. Let's have a quick second look at that one, shall we? as we head on into the corner. The job was done just on the brakes. Terrific work then, and overtakes Empire to get onto the provisional podium position here, and hoping to get back into a double podium, a 1-2 for Team Mega if they can. Following then behind Jose Diaz, who had to contend with Empire in his mirrors the previous lap, but Empire had old medium tyres, V8 Eater with the new soft tyres, and plenty of boost on the tank. He's not even using much of the boost to then take second position. And now the fight is on with 6 and a small bit, maybe 6 and a sector laps left to go. V8 Eater in the 999. Can he catch teammate Dummy in the 333? Dummy here has used a lot more boost than V8 Eater at this stage. I can go on about that because the drivers aren't in the cockpit at this very second. Jose saying, I feel like something's about to happen. Okay, we shall wait and see. Car 24 goes wide once again, but holds on, and now Empire back to try and challenge. Here comes Empire, but can't quite find his way to the apex ahead of Jose Diaz. Lots of work still to do. We've got Bijan then on the hot on the heels here. We've got Lou in 6th, Liquid Gecko in 7th, and S Walker in 8th. Dummy and V8 Eater continue to lead. I'm getting confused now between Vader and V8 Eater, and we've got V8 Eater with the fastest lap at the moment at 133.955. 3 cars continue to do battle. It's a different 3 cars to what we saw before as Bijan moves around in the mirrors of Empire. Bijan on much newer medium tyres, and there goes Jose Diaz. He gave us that that foreshadowing, and I think we'll have to see it once again, because we wouldn't want to not focus on the Bro Cargo cars sufficiently, would we? As we go into turn 3 and 4, everything looks fairly stable. Go over the bump, we're not too bad heading through there. You can see Empire moving around in the background, and heading down in towards turn 5 is the next one. Not quite using the curb to full extent, but protecting those tyres. The hard tyres need really gentle treatment here, and turning on in, things start to get a little bit out of control, and then a lot out of control, sadly, as Jose Diaz unfortunately doubles down, and it's a good looking car, but sadly it looked less good going sideways and into the barrier. Big damage on the front wing for Jose Diaz, and now John Pauly is having to unlap himself here from Jose Diaz. Lou in P6, that puts Bro Cargo 5th and 6th at this stage, and there was Liquid Gecko slightly sideways through the corner, but not as sideways as S Walker. Loses the rear axle, and now you can see the rear axle completely lighting up here. I think just contemplating life choices, S Walker, as they stare into the barrier. I think that might be a disconnection potentially. Absolutely no attempt made here to come through. Nintendo has also had his problems. This is a kind of system-wide mechanical issue for our drivers. Let's have a look at Nintendo. Almost straight on, and then bang into the barrier. Consecutive corners, consecutive drivers unfortunately having issues, and Empire leads then ahead of Bijan, and so clearly something happened to Dummy. Bijan then in first position is challenging Empire down into turn 1. What on earth has befallen our drivers? And suddenly we have had both Team Mega cars out from the lead of this race. They're handing the race lead over to Bijan and Empire. Jose Diaz has gone to the pits for repairs, losing several drivers through the course of the race. That is absolutely heartbreaking, but that is motorsport, I'm afraid to say, as Bijan now is the new leader. Empire, who's been running this curious strategy throughout. We've got new mediums on Bijan's car. We've got very old, very worse for wear mediums on Empire's car. We've got a team completely gone from the race, Team Mega, despite dominating qualifying and the fast running of the race. But that is unfortunately what happens in motorsport sometimes. Personal best sector here for Lou at the moment. He is far more motivated now. He's got a provisional podium here for Team Bro Cargo. The number 96 races round, and he'll have his teammate with fresh new soft tyres freshly repaired car as well. Jose Diaz up into P4. I can see his teammate, and I think will be wanting to at least try and get a podium out of this race now. This is Liquid Gecko in P5 for Kimmies, and we've got Enigma in the Coach Dave Academy car, the solo Coach Dave Academy car that entered the race in P6. Coach Dave in the lookout for a new driver for S2 division. John Paul then in P7. I'm not even sure if the P stands for Paul now that I'm thinking about it. John P in P7 as he heads then into the apex of turn 1, starts his lap 22. But Bijan is he's certainly started his lap 23 now as he runs out wide, has picked up a half-second penalty. That will be noted by Empire, who will be thinking about whether it's time to try and start accelerating in towards a move. That car behind Empire was the sister Delesi car, I believe, that they've relapped. So let's see if we can really get any performance out of these old medium tyres. It was an adventurous strategy. It was a very different choice for him, but it's working so far. There is Bijan taking the penalty on the longest straight of this race, and Empire will gain significantly, far more than the half-second that he originally was given there for Bijan. It was half-second off throttle. It costs you at least 3 times that amount of time when it actually comes down to it. Empire screaming past our camera position there, and doing his absolute level best here to push and try and catch Bijan. But it does look like Bijan has a significant advantage as he closes out lap 23 and begins the 24th lap of 26. Bijan leading us now in P1 with Empire in P2. Lou still in that P3, but Jose Diaz has other ideas and would far rather start this championship as the lead Brokaga car. And the engineers and the team management will get behind him if he can put in those kind of performances. So that is motivating for Jose Diaz. I don't know if Brokaga are giving out any elite team driver bonuses this year, or podium bonuses, but if they are, Jose Diaz is out there ready to claim it, and he's climbing in to try and catch his teammate now. There was a yellow flag for a moment on the track, but only the briefest of moments. I don't think we've actually had a spin from anybody. Liquid Gecko tours around in P5, very much in no Gecko's land here in P5, and there is that yellow flag again. Oh, it's Jose Diaz! It's Jose Diaz trying to get that podium, and unfortunately a big spin for Jose Diaz, and not the first time. Out on the marbles, was it? Is it through the S's? No, this is coming through turn 3 into turn 4. Oh, it's the low gear exit over the bump, and just avoiding the barrier. Can he get it turned and avoid the barrier a second time? He can. But for him, at least, that looks to be the hunt for the podium well and truly over, unless his teammate has a similar issue. But Lou so far has been driving very smoothly, as Jose Diaz, in good spirits, says whee as he goes round again. Unfortunately, thankfully, I didn't get that second bit of foreshadowing there, so thankfully I didn't miss out. I didn't get the prediction. That was a big surprise for me, and hopefully you'll have heard that in my voice. Liquid Gecko in P5 then. Enigma in P6 for Coach Dave Academy. I think work to do for Coach Dave. Hopefully they'll be making full use of their discount codes and investigating their telemetry, Enigma, and checking to see what they can do that is better. But a damage on the car at the moment. Didn't pick up the incident there for Enigma, but damage on the front wing and front right at this time. John P also has damage on his front wing, and Lou is courting with disaster, doing exactly the same thing as he comes through. Did he pick up? No, he's managed to escape that damage. Empire then, second position, almost dead front left tyre. Well, actually, he's managed to wear that front right even more, which is a bit of a miracle around a clockwise circuit such as Lago Maggiore. And Bijan leads us on the penultimate lap of the race. Jose asking when the Drift Championship is. I'm afraid that the Drift Championship would still require you to be in control of your car. And barrier hits do not qualify, nor the time spent on the grass, unfortunately. But keep at it and you'll get some Webbo style points at least. Jann in P1 leads, and he's putting in a personal best time. How about that for style at this stage of the race? Beautiful sounding cars whipping past our camera position. Here we go. So closing out the penultimate lap. I'm having so much fun, guys. Let me know if you think I should go straight on into, with a switch of stream, I should go straight on into the AN division. I'm kind of feeling it at the moment. I'm feeling like we could do that. But if you feel like joining me, then hit a shout yes or something similar in the affirmative. As we start the final lap of the race, it's Bijan leading us ahead of Empire on an increasingly large gap. Lou comes around the final corner, braving that exit once again. He is not shy at all about stretching the limits of getting through there. And again, once through going through the corner. QT wants to do a shout out for the SVR Discord. Absolutely. I'm sure you can find your way there, but do go to @SVR-Racing on YouTube, maybe in between the two streams, and I'm sure there's a link there, or you can hit up one of our many very loyal drivers who will be sure to welcome you. If you are a VR driver only, that is all, because remember, we are VR exclusive here at SVR. It's the clue is very much in the name, but this is the VR Sim Racing World Championship. Bijan, leaving absolutely no doubt that he's in VR with his gamer tag, is closing out his final lap now, heading into turn 16 of 18. The next one, as we go left, is 17. We go left again for the final corner of the race. Bijan, a surprise for some, but he secures the win in the end in Lago Maggiore for round 1 of S2. Bijan is victorious. Empire, with a crazy strat that I've never seen before, manages to just about get out of the final corner. He's got a pixel or two's worth of wear left in that front right tyre, and Empire in second place. Again, a bit of a surprise from the disappearance of Team Mega, but Bijan and Empire were there when it counted and were at the front when it mattered. Lou comes out of the final corner. Will have half a second penalty added to the end of his race time, but he won't care because he will pick up the podium for Brokaga, followed by Jose Diaz, his teammate. Good day for Brokaga with Liquid Gecko. John P has just crossed the line to finish in last position, a lap down on some, with Liquid Gecko coming through for 5th. That means there is zero doubt that it will be Enigma in 6th place, even if he bins it right now. But Bijan for Burkestein is your victor today. Here he is in full 3/4 view, and he's got a very clean looking, very intact SF23. Congratulations to Bijan, to Empire and Lou for great performances there. That is the finish of S2, first round of the championship. Don't forget to like and do all the good things for the channel if you can for us. And I tell you what, we are going to have a 2-minute voice break and a little drink, and we'll be back straight on the channel. Just enough time to go find that Discord link. But thanks so much, everybody. We will be back on here any moment now. But this is the S2 race signing off.